that quality.
It actually covers you both that I have. But no, I digress. So how are you?
I'm good. I just brought, that was my dog Gary that before this weekend he'd never seen the ocean, sand, or a huge audience of Star Wars fans. So I wanted, those are really three things everyone should experience, yes?
Yeah, well, so now, Celebration 6, you've been here throughout the whole time. You've been just so wonderful with all the fans and signing and all that. Are you exhausted? I mean, this is a lot of work.
I'm a little more exhausted than probably usual because I'm more elderly. But please don't tell anyone.
No.
What did someone say? Someone a little girl looked at me and she said, "You look so grown up."
Well,
It's a nice way of putting it, don't you think? She didn't say I acted grown up, which would have been inaccurate, but...
that would have been, no, okay, so, but what an amazing place, and you are so kind to every fan, and we love you, and I think that is the coolest thing for you to come and spend time with us.
Everybody's so incredibly nice, and it's fun. You've all been nice to Gary also, which has been a very big deal for him. And no, it's been a lot of fun today. This is the most signing I think I've ever done. So, no, I'm fine. Other than some mosquito bites I got in Montauk, this is a great experience.
I haven't had any Ewoks biting at you either. So, okay, so no, we can just jump right into it. You've had such a diverse and successful career, and so many different things. Do you have a secret to your success?
Sugar, lots and lots of sugar. So you rub it all over your body. And I think probably people pleasing.
Are you a people pleaser? Do you constantly just?
I come from like a celebrity family who are just, it's like ingrained. Someone said, that I didn't decide to go into show business. The neater trick would be for me to stay out. So
that would have been tough, though, right? I mean, because it was all around you. It was just constantly there.
I know. So I didn't, and I didn't go into it. I did this because I did Star Wars because I read the script and I thought that is awesome. I read it with a friend of mine. We read it out loud.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play Han Solo, of course, was the voice.
Yeah.
That was the best part. But there was a scene in it that they cut out later, which was that Princess Leia was supposed to be captured and hung upside down in the subterranean something on the Death Star.
And what would you be wearing?
With yellow eyes and unconscious. And then the Wookiee, Chewbacca, would carry me through water.
Really?
Now, I really feel like I missed out on that. But Peter Mayhew isn't as strong as he is tall.
Right.
So they cut it out.
We have a few Wookiees here. We can maybe reenact it tonight if you'd like. For the...
Is there any water though? And well, there are yellow eyes though. There's seven yellow eyes. That's so awesome.
It's kind of weird when you're saying you look up and then they've got the eyes.
I kind of want those, but I don't like contacts. Is anyone wearing those? Are they comfortable?
Yeah, they wear it for hours.
They're not comfortable.
So, but now before Star Wars, you had a successful acting career. You had Shampoo. Now,
well, I was 19 when I made Star Wars.
Yeah,
so.
it's amazing though, how to get in all that. And so, when you got the script, you said you read it with your friends and all, but what was the feeling was, okay, this is just going to be another thing, or this is something I want to do on my own because it is kind of different from what I've done before?
No, I thought this would be such a fun thing to do because I'd be the only girl in an all-boy fantasy.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a porn. So, 2+ is right there.
That's a bonus.
And it just looked like it would be so fun to do, and I could not imagine when we read it. It read a lot like it looked, and I just thought, how is he going to do this? I've never been like that in a movie before.
You mentioned in your book Wishful Drinking, which is awesome, that the title. Your friends were harassing you about the title Star Wars because, what was it?
They said it sounded like a fight between my original parents.
going to be a documentary or something. It's gonna be...
Yes, Star Wars or something like that. But, no, it did. It sounded like a fight that my parents would have had up until recently.
And you know, it's that question also that everybody always asks you, and I love your response to that about, you know, did you know it was going to be such a hit?
Well, I just like to say yes. I knew that it was going to be, I was the only one that knew. I am psychic. I know what most of you are going to have for breakfast tomorrow, so just don't ask me. No, yeah, nothing had been that kind of a hit, so, you know, and none of us would have had anything to compare it to. It was just, they booked us to do all this publicity, and then it ended up not really needing it.
Right.
But I used to drive around, or have a friend of mine who drive around and look at the lines. I mean, they made up the term blockbuster for that because it meant that the lines busted the block.
Is that right? That's where it came from?
You know what I mean? So I used to drive around, and I think one time it was so amazing that I think I may have, and please don't tell anyone, said, I'm Princess Leia! These lines of people, it was amazing.
And they're like, yeah, right, whatever.
Sure, why would you act like such an idiot?